Hey YouTube, been a while. Twisted Smiles back for another episode of No Budget Reviews. Been a while, good while. Probably October is the last video I did. I did one in November for a horror block, but something happened with my video. I cut off in the middle of it, so couldn't give you half of a video. You know what I mean? But I hope everybody had a good, safe, happy holiday. Good New Year's, Happy New Year. By the way, first video of the year. So, figured it's a little overdue. But we got a good month coming up, the month of February, lots of cool stuff coming up. We got the Deadpool movie coming out, very excited for that. And then the last half of Walking Dead for season 6. So, pretty excited about that, but that's why we're here. A lot of things have been occurring to me, and one of the main things is that, yeah, this first half of season 6, it's not too impressive. You know, a lot of stuff's not going on, that I would like to have seen. But hopefully the last half picks up and gets a little bit more epic. So, the one main thing that I've been noticing is that I talk to a lot of people, and they love The Walking Dead. Huge fans of the show. But a lot of them don't even know, haven't read, or don't even know that it was originally a comic book. So that's the topic of debate right now, or discussion, whatever you want to call it, is which is better, comic or TV series? And my opinion, it's just it's all about your own beliefs and the way you feel about it. But I believe that the comic book is a lot better. Of course, a lot of people say the book's better than the movie. Well, in this case, it's definitely true, because the comic book and the TV show are two completely different things. To be honest, like, if you watch the show and then read the comic, or read the comic and watch the show, whichever one you want, you'd know that in order for the show to be exactly like the comic book, it would have to be on HBO or something along those lines, because the comic is extremely hardcore. There's just stuff in that book that we cannot show on TV, public access. You know what I mean? So I heard that HBO even had the opportunity to have it, and they said no. And I bet they're kicking themselves in the ass right now for that one, because if they'd have taken it, they'd now have the two best shows on television: Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. It's coming up very soon as well. I'm so excited. But anyway, the comic book is around in the 140s issues right now. Like right here, I have a giant size copy of issue 1. Sorry if there's a bad glare on that, I can't really see it. But my girlfriend got this for me for my birthday. My birthday's coming up in a few days, but spotted this at a comic shop here in town, and this is the first issue of The Walking Dead, and it's signed by the artist Tony Moore. But apparently this is how they do comic books. They just draw it all on a big comic book and then shrink it down later. I didn't even know that, but yeah, I freaking love this. This is awesome. But yes, this is the artwork for the very first issue of The Walking Dead, and you can actually buy each issue in a hardback copy, which can get a little expensive. I know. There's about $3-4 a piece, maybe even 5. I don't know. I haven't really seen any in stores enough. Like, I've seen them, but not looked at them hard enough to know what the prices are. But there is a solution. There is what they call the Walking Dead compendiums, and these books are thick. And right now, there's 3 of them. Probably about 30 pounds worth of paper right there. 1, 2, and 3. And each one holds, like this, the first one holds 48, the first 48 issues. And all 3 of them go all the way up to 144. So if you think about it, you got $4 for a hardback copy of each issue, or you could just buy 48 in each book for 40 bucks. That's less than $1 for each comic book. So if you want to read them and want to save some money, these are the way to go. But if you want to collect, go for the hardback. They're actually pretty cool looking. But now the differences between the show and the comic, obviously, like I said before, if you read the comic and watch the show, you'd have to agree. They are both two completely different things. One, because it's so graphic that they just can't show most of it on TV, public access. Little kids would be scarred. So, but there's huge changes. Like for one, I'm not trying to give away any spoilers, or as little as possible, but there's people that die in the show that die a lot earlier or a lot later in the comics. Like you'll have one person that dies in the comics around the first campsite in season 1, but then in the show, that same person doesn't die until like season 3 or 4, or they'll completely swap deaths around completely. Like one person will die in this way in the comic, and then another person in the show will die the way that person did. Hoping this makes sense. It's actually really, really good read. It picks up a lot. It's a lot faster paced. Like here, I'll give you an example. This is The Walking Dead Compendium 1. So this would be the first issue right here. There's the first 10 minutes of the first episode. Right there, Rick and Shane in the gunfight with that guy on the road. And then, take you a minute to read this page, and then boom, Rick wakes up in the hospital. But it's quick read, because as you can see, on both of these pages, there's only 2 words. That's not even a word, really. That's an action. So, so there's some pages you can actually just skim through really quickly. So, and I believe, like this is the first 3 seasons, I would have to say, in the show. They get to the prison about right there. All this down here is prison. So season 3 is very extensive in the comic book, but everything comes along quite nicely. But there's people that show up. Like, I'll give you a tiny spoiler. Like in the comic book, Tyrese shows up before they even get to Herschel's farm, and in the show, as you know if you've seen the show, he shows up there in the prison season 3. So lots of big differences, and plus new characters. Big difference, which could make or break it for some people, especially the ladies. Merle and Daryl Dixon, the famous brothers, especially Daryl from The Walking Dead, aren't even in the comic books. Those 2 characters were created specifically for the television series, which would upset a lot of people because they are basically fan favorites. So just go in. I don't want you to go in thinking that you're going to find them, because you're not. But like one of the best reasons for it being different, the TV show, I mean, is that even diehard fans of the comic books don't even know what's going to happen, really, most of the time. Sometimes we can see something and be like, oh no, it's about to happen, this is going to be crazy. But for the most part, they throw a lot of curveballs at you, like that even diehard fans don't even see coming. So that's one of the best parts about the show, and the difference that it has from the comic book. It's like you're afraid that, oh no, it's not the same, but while you're thinking that, at the same time you're like, okay, this is actually fresh, I'm not seeing a page for page type thing. I can be on the edge of my seat for a lot of things, which is pretty fun. But yeah, the comic book is definitely my favorite of the 2. The games are very fun. If you haven't checked out the Telltale Walking Dead games, sorry, it's early. But yeah, the Telltale game series of The Walking Dead is very good. They are both very good. Check them out. They're really fun to play. They lean more towards the comic books than they do the television series, but again, it's all basically the same stuff. But one thing I would recommend, because it actually worked a lot for me and I enjoyed it a lot better, was if you would like to check out the comics, which I highly recommend you do after being such a big fan of the show, it makes it a little easier to read the comics after you've watched the show, because watching the show, you've already built up, a connection with these characters, feelings for these characters, because you have your favorite show and there's characters that you like more than others, or characters that you know of, but that's how it was for me. picking up the comic book, because you can just pick up the comic book and be like, oh, there's Rick, or there's Shane. I know how that motherfucker goes down, or whatever, but it's just, it's a good read. They really are. They're, like I said, a little bit more fast-paced than the show, so you can blast through just this 1,000-page book in a few hours if you just non-stop. Like, I've already read the first two, and Compendium 3 just came out, so I wanted to start over because it's been a couple years, and all I've been watching is the show, and like I said, they're so different. I wanted to be caught up and current on what the comics are, so that's how far I am since I got it. I got all three of them for Christmas. That was a heavy box to open, I'll tell you what. But super excited to continue and expand my knowledge on the comic books version. But yeah, got a great month coming up. Got that Walking Dead. Got Deadpool coming up. Oh, super freaking psyched about that, man. He deserves it, especially after what they did to him in Wolverine Origins. That was stupid. The Baraka pool. Never mind. You know, fans of Mortal Kombat will know what that is. But hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Hope it gave you a little bit of knowledge. And basically what I'm really trying to do here is get you people interested in reading these books, because these comics are insane and awesome. So give them a shot. Hey, let me know what you think. If you do pick them up, you know, let me know what you like better, the show, the comic book. And from that first picture, yes, the entire series of the comics are in black and white, which I actually kind of like. It's kind of refreshing, you know, not to see a bunch of colors just splattered everywhere. It's just artwork is basically all it is. It's just artwork. No shading, no tracing. Mall rats. No. Chasing game. Yeah. That was a good one. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe down at the bottom, and give me a description of what you feel about the comics, how you feel about the show, and how you feel about the differences between the two. Tell me if you hate them. Tell me if you love them. Tell me if I've been helpful in any way. And I hope to see you guys real soon for some more horror blocks. We're trying to get things picked up and moved around a little bit, trying to look for a new house and get a car and stuff. So it might be a little while, you know, being so strapped for cash, but hopefully get back rolling with these horror blocks and get some more reviews to you guys. Hopefully be around for the Deadpool one, because I will definitely give a review on that. No spoilers, I promise. But you guys have a great day, have a good year, and I will see you guys real soon.